Tao overflows. This is the other session live with Tao. Live with Tao is still Tao overflows. No mind, the limitless inner space. No mind, the limitless inner space. Mind is limited. Limited by conditions, belief systems, understanding, and so many other inborn or driven from outside forces. The transcendence from mind to no mind does not happen. It is not an improvement. It is the dissolution of one, is the appearance of the other. When one side of the coin disappears, that means it does not disappear, it dissolves, it is not visible to you now. And you are on the other side. Most of the time, you spend your time within the inner walls of your bedroom. So, when you are within the inner walls of the mind, inner walls of the mind like your bedroom, you are limited. The moment those inner limits have dissolved, you have come out of your room or the narrow space, you are in the vast expanse of space. Limits are dissolved. Suddenly you are everywhere, suddenly you are everyone. You are seeing everything, feeling everything that is happening, the breeze, the raindrops, the occasional sunlight, the various sounds. Suddenly you are in the trees, in the stones, in the sky, in the friends and enemy. Suddenly you are everywhere. The whole existence has become a mirror and you are everywhere mirrored. It's like you have entered into a room where all the walls, floor and the ceiling are of glass. Wherever your eyes move, you see your reflection. The walls on the side, the walls have a glass on it. The floor is of glass. The mirrors, the ceiling is of mirror everywhere. You are being mirrored. Imagine you are in a room where walls are of mirror, the flooring, the ceiling, everything is mirrored. This state is the state of bliss when it happens within. Now nothing can disturb you because nothing exists except you in that room, which is where you are standing mirrored from all sides. Everywhere you are being mirrored. Now nothing can destroy you, nothing can exist except you. Now there is no death because you are even in death and you are death and death is you. Now nothing is opposed to you. Alone you exist. In a completely mirrored room, only you are alone and you are being mirrored all around. Imagine that situation. This aloneness, that alone you exist, in the same way, the other who comes into the room, he also feels the same way. So when everyone, you, I, and all those people are surrounding us, has come out of the narrow boundaries of our room, narrowness, we feel we are everywhere. You are in the garden, I am in the garden. You are feeling the breeze, just as I am feeling. You are feeling the sunlight as I am feeling. You are feeling the raindrops falling on you as they are falling on me. You feel the breeze surging through the trees as I am feeling. So it is not only you are everywhere, but everywhere is everywhere. That is how the universe is. That is what the cosmos is. And Mahavir calls it as Kaivalya. Kaivalya means total aloneness, and yet still it is freedom. Why alone? Because everything is involved, absorbed, and has become you. The breeze, as it comes to you, it passes through you. The raindrops wets you. The sun gives you the warmth. The breeze surges through you. The sound passes, echoes into your ears. You can express this state in two ways. You can say, only I am. Aham Brahmasmi, because you are feeling. So you are feeling that way, I am everywhere. I am feeling the breeze, I am feeling the sun rays, I am feeling the raindrops, I am hearing the sound. I alone is enjoying every moment that is happening around me. I am God, I am divine. Everything has come onto me. Everything has come onto me. Does it not happen when you go out in the open, under the open sky, the raindrops are falling on you and wetting you. The sun rays are giving you a warmth. The breeze, everything, the sound echoes in your ears. But someone else is standing there. In that state, when you alone are enjoying, who is enjoying? You are enjoying the raindrops falling on you, the sunlight falling on you, the breeze flowing through you. So you alone are. And Mahavir called this as Kaivalya, alone, freedom. Aloneness is the freedom, the only freedom. And then you can use the scriptural dictum, Aham Brahmasmi, I am ever expanding consciousness. As the breeze comes in, you expand and you become that breeze. As a sound comes in, you expand and you become that sound. As something else comes, so whatsoever is happening at that moment in that garden, in that open space, you are expanding into it, and that is overflowing through you. I am ever expanding consciousness, Aham Brahmasmi. I am God, I am divine, I am total. But your spouse is also standing with you like that. He is experiencing the same breeze. Can he say that he is not experiencing the breeze surging through him, or the sound as the breeze surges through the leaves, rustling through the leaves, as the raindrops fall, tap, 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 there is a sound. And there is a particular kind of a wetness that you feel. the light that passes through you. So you are standing alone, expanding enormously far and wide, feeling Aham Brahmasmi. Your spouse is also feeling like that. So two people, if everyone feels like that you are feeling everything is coming to you and you are expanding into that, next person who is standing, would he not experience the same thing? He will experience the same thing. It is so you stand there as a drop. Your spouse is standing as a drop. Krishna is standing as a drop. He is ocean as well as drop, dancing on the bank of the blue river under the moonlight flowing through the trees, through the tree leaves. Every milkmaid feels that flow, that sunlight bathing, the moonlight bathing each one of them. Every milkmaid is soaked in that moonlight. The sound of the dancing bells, the sound of the river rivering, the blue river rivering, on the banks of which Krishna along with his milkmaids is dancing. So each is there expanding, each drop, each milkmaid expanding to infinite horizons, feeling Aham Brahmasmi. I am ever expanding consciousness. I am expanding into the breeze, into the moonlight, the breeze surging through the trees, rustling through the tree leaves. And is it not the other milkmaid experiencing the same thing? Or if imagine you are in that space, you are experiencing, the next one is experiencing. So what it is happening, this is what Sufis call drop merging into the ocean. You are listening to this overflow. Someone else is listening to this overflow. Someone is watching it. Are you not affected by the flow that is happening and passing through your ears? You are flowing into that overflow. Next one also overflows into that overflow. So all those who are listening to this overflow are flowing into it rhythmically or rivering into it. Rivering into that flow. That is happening now, this very moment. So what it is happening? Your drop is merging into the ocean. Somebody else's drop is merging into the ocean. So you are connecting to the one who is speaking, overflowing, through which the existence is overflowing. I am not speaking. Not even the words are mine. Not even the words may be sometimes mine, but the force behind my voice is that of existence that is overflowing through this body-mind mechanism. This is drop merging into the ocean. Your drop is merging into the ocean at this moment. Someone else's drop is merging into the ocean. And then what it is there? Muslims could not understand this, why Sufis say such things. Drop merging into the ocean. A Sufi says there is no God. Alone I exists. And that is what they say when Al-Ilaj Mansoor used the word Analhaq, I am the light. You are experiencing that oneness. Or I am God. There is a positive way of saying that now there is The better way is there is no separation between you and me now. At the physical level, there is separation. You are within your room. I am here in my room. But the energy that is flowing into through this moment, reaching to you through the audio and video mechanism, you are flowing into it. You are absorbed into it. This is a positive way of saying that now there is no separation between you and me. You are totally flowing into me. I am, and you are absorbing every word that is flowing. Maybe you may not agree with the words, but the effect that these words are creating, you cannot avoid that at this moment, no matter who you are. At this moment, the energy that is flowing through these words, rustling through these words like the breeze surging through the tree leaves, creating a particular kind of a sound. That same breeze, same words, similarly, the words are flowing, surging through the leaves of your mind and petals, the bushes that your mind is surging through it, reaching to somewhere deep within you. This is the positive way of saying that now there is no separation emotionally at the deeper level between you and I. Buddha uses the negative words and he says, I am no more. Nothing exists. Mahabir says Kaivalya, aloneness. You alone are there, and really you alone are there. Everybody is standing alone, enjoying the breeze. Both are true. Because now everything is included in me, the raindrops, the sunlight, the breeze surging through, the sound has all encompassed within me. The raindrops have wet me, the sunlight gives me the warmth, the moonlight flowing through me, and my color of my outer appearance is soaked into that moonlight that is flowing at this moment. The I is always opposed to you. There is no sense of calling it myself because I is opposed to you. I is always opposed to you. Thou in relation to you is more meaningful. We. When there is no you, I becomes meaningless. I and you exist together. Instead of that, there is thou, there is we. So Buddha says there is no I, nothing exists. Means neither I exist nor you exist. Both have dissolved into one another. The breeze is not separate. In a way it is separate, but it has flown into you. You are you plus breeze, plus the raindrops, plus the sunlight, plus the moonlight. So you are not I. When breeze surges through you or the moonlight gives you a shower, the you and the moonlight are not separate. I and you have dissolved. There is only us, we. Both the expressions are true. Of course, no expression can really be true. It is simply a way. That is why the opposite expression is also true. The moonlight is separate, but it has its separate existence. You are soaked into the moonlight. The next person is also soaked into the moonlight. And the original complexion of yours and minds and everyone has changed. Each one is shining under the moonlight. Each one of us who are present there are soaked in the raindrops as they are falling on you. Every expression is partial, part. That is why the opposite expression is also true. That too is part of it. Remember this. Whatsoever we express may be true, and the opposite may also be true. Saying that moonlight is separate, that anybody who comes into that garden, into that space, immediately will be soaked into that moonlight, into that dazzling light that is, or the dim light that is there. In your room, you have a night lamp lit. Everything is soaked into it when all other lights are off. And there are two types of expressions. You can choose the positive, the Buddha's expression that I am nowhere, or choose the other positive. Both are untrue. The negative seems to be untrue. It is not. They are complementary. The word that moonlight is there, and it is true because it is there. It is also true that you are soaked into the moonlight. They are complementary. It is not really opposed to it. So whether you say Brahma, the total, or you say Nirvana, the nothingness, the similar name is given Nirvana, and Atma. Shatkam is the name given to the composition by Adi Shankar. Nirvana Shatkam or Atma Shatkam. Mano Buddhi Ahankar Chittani Naham. I am neither the body nor the mind nor intellect. I am all inclusive. I am neither the raindrop nor the moonlight nor the breeze. I am all encompassing into one another. Yet still I am. Both connote the same experience, and the experience is this. And the experience is this: thinking, no thing. You, the limits, all limits drop, limitless. Some basic things have to be understood about this technique. One thing, thinking. You are thinking separates you from the existence. Thinking is not a way to relate. Thinking is not a bridge. It is not a communication. It is a barrier. There is a difference between thinking and love. Life is there. Light has not yet come. There is something. These are the two shores. One is the beginning, the other is the end. Something has to bridge the two, and that which bridges the life and light is love. Love bridges two. You are separate from existence. Thinking is not a relation. It is not a bridge. It is not a communication. Instead, it is a barrier. No thinking, in a state of non-thinking, you are simply flowing into. You can relate. You are bridged. And that non-thinking, state of non-thinking is love. Love is non-thinking, the unseen but realized truth. You are bridged. Love is the communion, but not the way you know love. The way the author of life, love and light has shown that it is a communion. Love is not what you know. The author of the book Life, Love and Light has shown beautifully in her entire script that love is communion. It creates a communion, a bondage between life and light. When you are talking to someone, you are not related. The very talk becomes the barrier. The more you talk, further you move away from one another. So if you are with someone in silence, you are communed, you are related. If the silence is really deep, and there is no thought in your mind at that moment, both are one. And that is what the state of the mind dissolves. And that is what was overflowed from witnessing to no mind. Witnessing is the process. You are witnessing all this happening in your surrounding. You are flowing into it, and you attain to the state when thinking disappears. Two zeros cannot be two. Two zeros become one. If you add two zeros, the resultant will always be zero, because zero means empty, just a circumference. They become a bigger zero. So when you and I, your silence and my silence commutes into one another, it becomes a bigger silence, a bigger circle. Really, a zero cannot be bigger, one, and really zero cannot be bigger, more big, or more less. A zero is simply a zero. It just encompasses nothing. You cannot add something to it, and you cannot take away anything from it. Can you take out anything from a cup that is empty, which is zero? It has nothing inside. You cannot take out anything from it. A zero is whole. There is a difference. I just draw that analogy to you, because you cannot take out anything from that cup which is empty, that empty space, but that has an opening, so anything can be added to it. As a devotee, as a seeker, you are like an empty cup where something can be put into it. When something can be put into it, you become like a zero, whole. Now nothing can be taken out from you, nothing can be added to you. In that space, under the moonlight on the bank of Blue River, what Krishna can add to the milkmaids? Nothing he can add, nothing he can take out. So everyone is flowing and dancing and feels closeness to Krishna. Krishna as her eternal beloved. Be silent. Be silent with existence. And then you will know what God is. There is only one dialogue with the existence, and silence is the only dialogue. Between you and me, when all words disappear, there is nothing else, just a silence. The two zeros have merged into one another. Two spaces have merged into one another. You are, but as such as you are enveloped in your own thoughts. I am enveloped in my thoughts, and these are the barriers. Try this as an experiment. Try this with anything as an experiment, with a rock. Be silent with it, sitting down with it. Take it in your hands and be silent. Sometimes we use crystals and keep in our hands. But do not allow the thoughts to flow. Just be together. When we are sitting together, in meditation, face to face with one another, holding hands. We are feeling the presence, the subtle presence. The more you are lost, the silence, the more man has lost silence completely. When you are not doing anything, then too you are not silent because you have not known the rigors of silence. The mind goes on doing something or the other because this constant inner talk, this continuous inner chattering continues. You may be sitting with your spouse, but a continuous inner chattering is continuing in your mind. Let us understand this. In that situation, love is not possible. Love is the flowering of silence. When life flows towards the light in the silence, love bridges it. It is love which is the flowering of silence when bridges life and light. There is a fulfillment. It flowers only in silence because it flowers in communion. Love flowers in communion. If you cannot be without thoughts, if you cannot be in love, and then to be in greater prayer is impossible. But even we do not, even our prayers are chatters. To us, prayer is just a chattering with God. We have become so conditioned to this chattering that even if we go to the church or the temple, we are continuing to do the chatter. So enough for now. Remember, love is flowering of inner silence. It flowers only in silence because it flowers when there is silent communion. Enough for now.